Alright, so today I'm going to do another one of my stacking and blending videos here using two different but in some ways similar distortion pedals. So I've got the TC Electronics Dark Matter and I'm using and the Wampler Phenom distortion, and I'm using my LTD guitar with the active EMG pickups and running into these two, and then into my Simplifier kind of set with my Marshall, just kind of standard settings that I use there. So before I get into them, let's just hear that clean tone. It's not completely clean, but definitely not got any drive to it or anything. So obviously the brands on these two pedals are different, and I'm sure there's some circuitry difference on them, but they both have an active EQ section, which means that when it's straight up noon like this, that it's not boosting or cutting anything, but as you turn to the left, you're going to be cutting those frequencies, and turning to the right, you're going to be boosting those frequencies. This does have a voice switch, which I think affects the mid-range, whereas this one has an actual mid-toggle or control to it there, and then you have this little thing that would change it from a classic kind of drive to something that would work as with maybe brightening up a darker amp there. So similar but different in some ways, and let's see what we get in just with each of them individually. So this would be the Dark Matter. So this seems to be a little bit less than Unity volume where it's at right now, so let's find that. Still not coming on the way that I would. And typically I want clean tones to be a little bit less loud and present than the distortion, but distortion can be compressed. If I push the gain, it pushes a little bit more. Okay, what about the Phenom? Similar, I need to give the volume a little push to get it above my clean. That feels better. And I didn't even have to mess with the gain. If you turn it all the way down, the signal goes all the way up. It does feel like it's not getting too much louder, but thickening out or filling out. Not that bright. A little bit glassier. And then let's see what they sound like together. First, let's... It's definitely like that kind of chunky sound to it. It feels very amp-like, and part of that, is I'm using the Simplifier there with the two, and it's cab sims. So obviously a bit more noise when both of them are on, so that's just something to consider. I've not messed with the EQ at all, though. So by turning up this treble, that's boosting what's going into the Phenom. So it's not really doing that much, even cutting it. What about the bass? Not a huge difference. I notice more when it's getting cut. And then, let's see, what about over here? A little bit thicker. Definitely notice when it cuts. Okay, it's pretty powerful. A little two scoops for me. Right there. Put it back here. And just the treble. There's some shift in the treble, but not a ton. So let's It's interesting, and I know people have said this is supposed to be kind of amp in a box alike, so that makes sense that the dark matter into the Phenom, into the simplifiers, is going to sound all right. I don't know that it's super flexible, especially what you're doing on the dark matter making a difference on the Phenom, but it's definitely giving it like a little bit of a push to it, I guess. So let's flip these around now. So I'll start unplugging that one. And let's see. So I'll put this one here. Plug in these pedals first. I'm getting a little tied up there. Right. Guitar into the first pedal. Right, back in there. So, now I'm doing the Phenom into the dark matter. So, something somewhere. There we go. Oh, what's going on there? Oh. That particular plug isn't wanting to be friendly with the power supply there. There we go. Okay. It's a riff from a band I was playing with last year for a few years. I'm still getting some good feedback response. It's responding well to my fast tremolo picking, not getting like too muddy or anything like that. So this sounds pretty good too. Let's make some adjustments. So pushing it with the Phenom makes a little difference, but it's not doing a ton more with it. Even with the gain down, it's still getting a lot of gain from the dark matter. Even with the gain all the way up, it's not like it's fuzzing out or anything. Let's mess with the EQ. It's making some difference. I feel like I can hear the difference more when it comes before. Definitely hear when it scoops below, say like 9 o'clock with the mids. Not hearing too much with the bass. Now this is all coming before the dark matter. Let's mess with right here. Here's the bass. Yeah, can definitely hear that. And then even without playing, you can hear the sweep on that. Let's do this. Okay, I gotta say, I am impressed. I wasn't sure that the dark matter after the Phenom was going to sound quite as good as the Phenom after there, but yeah, I think that both of these are actually pretty viable options. You know, I even said in my video that I did on the Phenom that I don't know that it's so much flexible in being able to get a range of sounds, but the flexibility is more in being able to get whatever guitar you plug into it to get like that sound, that kind of 5150-ish sound, which again, I said in that video that I don't really think of this as being a 5150, as being someone who's played on a few different ones. The control system is completely different, but it gets you pretty close on that sound. So it's a great pedal, especially for the price and compared to actually getting a 5150 nowadays. So let's change up a little bit more. Let's get wired up for blending those sounds. So take just a moment here to flip these around. I don't normally like to do this, but as I'm doing this, might as well take the opportunity to point out, like and subscribe and stuff if you like the content. I've got a lot of ideas planned and different things that I'll do, and if you enjoy this, you might enjoy some of that content as well. Let's see. I think I actually had this on the other paths when I was testing this out earlier. Yeah. There's one difference that you have between these two is the inputs are on the sides of the TC and they're on the top of the Wampler, which I know people have their opinions on which ones they like. I know it probably depends a lot on what your other effects are like. If you have a bunch of top mounted stuff, then they do fit nice and close together there very easily. What's your favorite? Maybe let me know in the comments, and might be able to get a conversation going about that. So let's see. All right, and can relatively see everything. Looks like here. So that's my clean sound. That's pretty much unity gain on the clean signal there. So let's see, turn these on, and let's see what we get. So that's the dark matter. This is the Phenom. Let's actually change the volume from here for now, because this is kind of a mixer. And it is controlling not the volume going to the pedals, but the volume coming back from the pedals. It sends the volume pretty much full blast. So that could even affect how these pedals respond to the guitar there, just that they're getting potentially hotter signal. These are active EMG pickups, so they're still pretty hot. That's the two of them together. Definitely got fuzzy. I don't know that I agree with the sound we're getting, because they're not running one into the other. They're supposed to be parallel. So let's try using the, what do you call that? The signal flip. The word is escaping me at the moment. Okay, so yeah, the signal got like way better. Phase inversion, that's what I was looking for. So with that, what's probably happening is our sound waves from the two pedals are competing in that wave and actually canceling each other out a little bit and dropping the overall volume. But by flipping one of them, it's no longer doing that, and we get a much better sound. What I would consider a better sound anyway. So I've got pretty well clean sound on this. I could, push the simplifier a little bit more. Kind of edge of distortion. Then add those, but it doesn't make a huge difference. I like being able to get my distortion from these pedals and have a good clean option still available too. And I've been trying these on the Marshall too. Let's flip to the Fender. Sounds different. Even that, going to the Vox, that sounds pretty different. Back to Fender. Marshall definitely sounds like it's reacting the best to these though. For this, the way that I'm playing in guitar anyway. So let's do a little messing around here. Let's give some more gain on the dark matter, a little more gain on the Phenom. since they were stacked together before, they were kind of adding to each other. Now they're having to kind of combine the tones, so I might that's why I'm having the gain a little bit higher than I did when they were combined, when they were stacked. See, and that riff I played when I was stacking them, and even though I've got these two distortions going, I just don't know that it sounds quite as sharp as it did before. Let's flip the Phenom to the bright That's a little bit better, but it got a little crispier. But I still don't know that it's cutting through the way that I had it before. Let's try boost and treble. Together, right now, I'm kind of finding some good sounds that'll still work for them. Let's hear them individually again. So that's just the way I've got the Phenom set. It's just the dark matter. Similar, but some differences to them. And then combined, they actually do pretty well together. I feel like the Phenom kind of fills in some of the things that the dark matter might not be shining on there. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And I guess I've gone even longer than I thought that I was going to, featuring these two pedals here. So on their own, they work pretty well, but I definitely think that both of these are better when stacked together with other things. I didn't have the dark matter on my pedal board last year when I was playing shows more, but I did actually keep it in the case, kind of like velcroed up under the plastic lid of it, because one of the pedals that I was using, my JHS Clover, can be kind of unpredictable when it decides to stop working. It might be a power voltage thing, but I have had a couple times where I played on stage and suddenly it's just not wanting to work. It's powering on, it looks like it works, but no signal is being passed. So this was kind of like my, if that happens, pull that off, throw this on, and I can set it in a way that'll work. The Phenom I've not used in a live setting yet. But to me, I think these both sound really good together, stacked and blended. I was probably the most impressed with the dark matter after the Phenom and some of the things that they were bringing out with each other. Phenom sounded good after it too, but yeah, that was pretty interesting there. I'll have to remember that and consider using these together to try out at some other point there. What do you think? Leave me a comment, let me know, and I will wrap up for today, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.